Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am the revolution in my personal evolution. Okay, April, here we go. This is our second Revolution Evolution Day of Sun in Aries. Now, these days are where Uranus energy rules the degree and kind of pushes its energy. A lot of times I will see patterns of people having some breakthroughs on Revolution Evolution days, but that's what it really is you come to a point, you face the wall, and you realize that in order to keep going, you need a little personal revolution for your evolution. So that's why I call them Revolution Evolution Days. And here we are, Uranus working us. Now, today is brought to you by Moon in Capricorn. The Moon in Capricorn is making the majority of the connections, and yet I really feel a calling into some of these incoming energies. One of them is Venus and Neptune. Venus and Neptune conjunct. And that energy is full of the idea of escapism. The idea that you can escape any of this, right? Like, just tune out for a little while. And while I'd like to say that's possible, we're always here. We're always in it, you know? Watch for that call to tune out because you can't miss your lessons. And there we have that Moon in Capricorn. The Moon in Capricorn's like, hey, you can't miss your lessons. Like, hey, take a breather and then come on back in because, these energies are spicy, but they're teaching us something. And they're teaching us how to dandle with the spice of life. Dandle. Handle. I combined deal with and handle into dandle. So we're dandling it. Yay, Mercury retrograde. I have had such a retrograde day today. So anyway, Moon in Capricorn, like I said, making all of the connections through the day. It is connecting to Jupiter, it is connecting to Uranus, and Jupiter and Uranus are building to their conjunction. So they're going to be influencing each other more and more. Moon will be squaring Mercury, a sextile with Venus, and a sextile with Neptune. So like I said, a lot of Capricorn energy pushing us today. Those connections to Jupiter and Uranus, Taurus, it's like, hey, okay, take responsibility for your worth, take responsibility for aligning with your values. You get to choose. You get to choose how you spend your time. I know there's some things that we can't choose, right? You get to choose how you spend your time. In a lot of ways, how you spend your money. Find that alignment. Find what works for you. And I know that there are things that may not feel aligned. There may be a little meltdown in here. Before I started, I was thinking about my personal breakdown breakthroughs, and I realized that my breakdown breakthroughs are never soul level. My soul's like, you're good. You got this. You can take care of this. It's always the human layered things like money or relationships or money that really cause those meltdowns. Pay attention if you're having some of that evolution revolution. What is the root of it? And what does your soul have to say? Often the soul is like, hey, you got this. I know it doesn't feel like you've got this in this moment, but hey, you've got this. So Jupiter and Uranus bringing those layers of things. And then we have that square with Mercury. Mercury just beginning this retrograde process. Again, Aries and Capricorn have such an interesting mix and can learn so much from each other. So in this case, I think Mercury in retrograde is getting a little pragmatic advice from the Moon in Capricorn. And the Moon in Capricorn is hearing from Mercury retrograde in Aries, hey, you got to live a little. So find where that balance is. Find where you may need a little pragmatism, but find where you also may need to live a little and like unleash a little bit in and through these energies. I was like, I feel like I have a breakthrough card. There is some unleashing to be done in and through all this. And some of the unleashing is unleashing the shoulds. Maybe even unleashing beyond the breakthrough, feeling so beholden to these things that cause the breakthrough or breakdown, right? So getting beyond the like money, survival, earth energy things, right? It's not to say that it's not important, but sometimes the energy that we feed into it, that survival energy that we feed into it, is more damaging than good. I found that for much of my life, that was more damaging than good for me. So pay attention to this for yourself. Where do you get to unleash? All right. And then we have the moon, speaking of unleashing, connecting to Venus and Neptune, that are building to their conjunction, which will be early on Wednesday. So as the moon connects to Venus and as it connects to Neptune, we're reminded that there's a divine plan unfolding. Here we have the flow card. This is such a Piscean card to me, and yet like we're feeling a little stuck, probably because the flow is so polluted and convoluted with all those earthly things. But if you can trust your flow, if you can trust that process, hello, breakthrough energy. Now, I think that this is definitely a call to lean into your intuition. It's also a call to recognize how potent the daydream can be. And Venus and Neptune, especially building to a conjunction in Pisces, are here to promote the daydream. I feel like somebody who I reference who's done this is LL Cool J. He will talk about like how like in between like takes and stuff when he was doing film or music that he would sit and he would like visualize. He would daydream. He would lend his energy to what he wanted. And I believe he's a Capricorn. So here we have this intersection, and it's a reminder of the potency of that energy. Here's the silence card. This is a star card. It's a card of bright future. Keep connecting to that vision. Keep connecting to that vibe. Keep connecting to that energy. It has something for you. And it's really important. And it can help bring you back into homeostasis, balance, especially if you get thrown about by some of these, earthly matters that you still need to deal with. I do want to remind us that we're building to Sun conjunct North Node too in a few days. And so there's alignment happening for us, things falling away that don't belong, but figuring out that alignment, which is, aligning with the daydream. There's potency in that. So slow down, connect to that energy, slow down, ground into that energy. I will also say, just a heads up, grounding will be your best friend too in moving forward. Right now, we still have Jupiter and Uranus about 3 degrees apart, but through this month, they're building to a conjunction, and Uranus is very electrical in its nature. We're going to get a little sneak peek of that this week too with the moon moving into Aquarius. Take the time to ground. This astro energy is bonkers this month. Take the time to ground. I'm going to leave that here for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.